Welcome to PokerStrategy.com, your professional poker school. In this video you will learn the rules of Texas Hold'em, one of the currently most popular poker styles. Here you see a typical poker table. Texas Hold'em is a style of play which can be played with 2 or even up to 10 players at a time. For every game there should be one player who deals the cards. In order to recognize this player, he will have a special marker, the so-called dealer button. As the game progresses, this button will move around the table clockwise. Before the first cards are dealt, both players left of the dealer button will have to post a blind bet, without having seen the cards. Because of this, both these positions are called blinds. The amount that both players should post is determined before the game starts. It is important, however, that the player directly left of the dealer needs to chip in a smaller amount than the player sitting 2 seats away from the dealer, usually half the amount. This is why the player sitting next to the dealer is called the small blind and the other is called the big blind. In this example, the big blind posts 10 chips and the small blind 5 chips. Now every player will get 2 cards and thus the game begins. A game of Texas Hold'em is separated into 4 betting rounds. In the first, the so-called pre-flop round, the player left of the big blind begins. He has 3 options. He can match the highest amount posted by any player. At the moment, that would be the big blind. In poker lingo, people would say call. He can also bet a higher amount than the big blind and would therefore raise. The last option remaining to him is to give up his hand and throw away his cards. People would say fold. Now it's up to the next player in line to make a decision. He has the same 3 options. This repeats itself until the remaining players have all chipped in the same amount of money. Then the money is moved to the middle of the table and the second round begins, the flop. Here the first 3 community cards are dealt and placed in the middle of the table. The community cards are also referred to as the board. These cards can be used by all players to improve their hands. You aren't allowed to pick these cards up, but should simply combine them with the 2 cards you are holding. Next, the following betting round starts, but as the small and the big blind haven't posted any chips at this time, the small blind will begin this round. He has the following options. He can pass his turn on to the next player without making any bet. This is called a check. He can also put in some money by placing a certain amount of chips in front of him on the table. All other players have to now match this amount or increase it to stay in the hand. This action is called a bet. The last option is of course to fold, which means he throws away his hand. In this situation that doesn't make much sense, as he can continue playing without paying anything for the moment. The action in the betting round then continues to his left neighbour and will last until all players have either matched the highest amount of chips or have left this hand. After this, the money is moved to the middle of the table again and the next round starts. The turn. On the turn, only one community card is dealt and placed in the middle. This one can also be used by all players to improve their hand. After all players have seen the card, another round of betting starts. In this round, the small blind is again first to act, or if he has thrown away his cards, the first player left of the dealer. His options are the same as in the rounds before: check, bet, or fold. When this round is finished, the last round commences, the river. This round is exactly the same as the turn, meaning another community card is dealt and the first player sitting left of the dealer button will start the action by either check, bet, or to fold. When all players have made their bets and 2 or more players still have their cards in front of them, it will come down to the big final, the showdown. When there are still players left at the end of the betting round on the river, all cards are turned face upwards to see who has the best hand. The one that comes out on top gets all the chips. Look at this situation. To make things simple, we will assume that 3 players will see the showdown. The rest have thrown away their cards somewhere along the way. In this example, the player sitting left of the dealer will show his cards first. Now we will look and see who has the best combination of 5 cards using the community cards and the cards dealt to the players. As you can see, this player has an ace and a queen. That gives him a so-called 2 pair because there is an ace and queen on the board too. His 5th card is the highest card left, in this case the king. The next player shows his cards and reveals a pair of kings. His hand beats the previous one as there is also a king on the board. That gives him 3 of the kind, which is a stronger hand than 2 pair. The ace and the queen on the table complete his hand. The next player showing his cards had a worse hand when this round began, but because of the combination of ace, king, queen and jack on the table and the 10 in his hand, he has 5 consecutive cards. A hand that is stronger than any of his opponent's hands, even though he just uses one of the 2 dealt cards. This kind of hand is called a straight and is a very strong hand in poker. It is at least stronger than the 3 of a kind of his previous opponent. Therefore, the player with the straight has won. Here you can see in what order the cards are ranked. The combination of these 5 cards consists of any combination of your 2 whole cards and the 5 community cards in the middle of the table. The best and probably the most well-known hand is the royal flush. For a royal flush you need a straight, 5 cards in a row from ace to 10, and these cards must be of the same suit, in this case diamonds. Statistically speaking, you should get a royal flush every 200,000 hands. The second best hand is the straight flush. This consists of a straight in which all cards are of the same suit, without the ace being the highest card. In this example, a straight flush with a queen high is used. When multiple players have a straight flush, the one with the highest card wins the hand. If one or more players have the same straight flush, these players split the pot. A 4 of a kind is the next in rank, meaning 4 cards of the same kind. In case multiple players have these 4 cards, which can only happen when all of these cards are on the board, the player with the highest 5th card will win the hand. The card suit isn't of importance in this case. After this come the full house. This hand consists of 3 cards of the same suit, in this case aces, and 2 cards of another kind, in this example kings. The combination of aces and kings used in this example is called a full house. Aces full of kings. In case multiple players have a full house, the one holding the highest 3 of a kind wins. If these are the same, the one having the highest pair wins. If this is also identical, the winnings are split. Next in line is the flush. This hand consists of 5 cards, all of the same suit. When multiple players have a flush, the one having the highest flush card wins. A flush with an ace is therefore the highest possible flush. Now we look at a straight. A straight requires 5 consecutive cards of 2 or more different suits. Something like a small straight, which would consist of 4 cards, doesn't exist in poker. In case multiple players have a straight, the straight ending in the highest card wins. 3 of a kind consists of, as the name implies, 3 cards of the same suit and any 2 other cards. When multiple players have the same 3 of a kind, the one holding the best kicker wins. A hand with 2 pair comes next and consists of 2 pair and 1 other card. When 2 or more players have 2 pair, the one holding the highest pair wins. In this case, if the highest pair is the same as well, the one holding the highest second pair wins. If this is also identical, the 5th card or kicker makes the difference. The second weakest hand is a pair. When multiple people have a pair, the highest one wins. In case these are the same, the hand is decided through each kicker. If none of the mentioned combinations are made, the one holding the highest card wins. In case this is the same as well, the one holding the highest kicker wins. Now you have learned the rules of Texas Hold'em. You know a playing round consists of 4 betting rounds. 1 before the flop, 1 after, 1 on the turn, and the last one on the river. Flop, turn and river are called community cards, which are consecutively placed on the table face upwards. Seemingly an easy game, Texas Hold'em can offer many very complex situations. An inexperienced player can easily lose all of his chips quite fast. You can learn how to master this game by now looking at the following videos, in which you can find an effective strategy for the poker game you choose. When you've also done this, you can try the quiz to put your newly gained knowledge to the test and thereby claiming your starting capital. After that, nothing stands in your way of a successful poker career. The team at Poker Strategy wish you lots of luck at the tables.